Alright, so today we are going to be reading the book Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Versus Doc Ock. This book was adapted by Acton Figueroa, illustrated by Jesus Redondo, Ivan Vasquez, and the Thompson brothers. So the book is about Spider-Man versus Doc Ock, as it says, but it doesn't tell the complete battle. The book also tells the story from Peter Parker's perspective, or Spider-Man's perspective, however you want to see it. But anyway, let's get to the book. Sometimes I do not know what is harder, being a hero or being a student. When I'm Spider-Man, I help others, but sometimes I need help too. Like today, I am late for class again. I do not want to be late for this class. Dr. Connors is the professor. I like him a lot. I wish I could tell him why I'm always late, but no one can know that I am Spider-Man. After I run into him, Dr. Connors reminds me that I have to write a big paper for his class. I am going to interview a scientist named Dr. Octavius. He is performing a very dangerous experiment today. I know all about danger. Helping mankind is my after-school job. Well, yeah, I was going to say he was also a pizza delivery man, but this should be after he got fired from his pizza job. So, no pizza time, unfortunately, in this book. As my Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. That is actually a very detailed suit. They actually did a really good job at making the suit look just like the movie. Helping people feels good. I think that Uncle Ben would be proud of me. I do not get nervous when I am saving people. I do not have time. I just go to work. This is the fun part. So there's a few things to point out here. This scene here looks almost identical to the first Spider-Man movie where he rescued the baby from a burning building. I also know that there was a similar scene in Spider-Man 2 where he rescued a child from a burning building. The difference, though, is that he wasn't Spider-Man at that time, and he was going through a phase where he lost his powers. I would say they're referencing the scene from Spider-Man 2 where he rescued the child from a burning building, but the illustration looks almost identical to the scene from the first Spider-Man movie, so it's difficult to tell. But I do have to say here, the suit is really detailed. It looks almost exactly like the movie. We got a shot from the back of the suit earlier, and now we have this shot here, it almost looks exactly like the movie. So, I really do have to give credit to the illustrators for this. My job as a photographer is fun too. Working at the newspaper means I always get the news before anyone else. Well, I wouldn't say you always get the news before anyone else. There could be other newspaper companies that get the news before you, and if we're talking about a specific event, the people who are there to witness the event, they're the ones witnessing the actual news that's happening that you're going to report on. So I guess what he means here is that he sees what the Daily Bugle is going to print before they release it. I think that's really what he's trying to say here. Doc Ock. That is a funny name. It sounds a little like Dr. Octavius. I hope nothing went wrong with his experiment. Wait a minute. Was Peter not there for his experiment in this book? Are they saying that Peter wasn't even there when Dr. Octavius's experiment went wrong? So in the movie, Peter was there when the experiment went wrong. And he turned into Spider-Man and he stopped the experiment from basically destroying the whole city and everything. But I guess here in the book, they're deciding to say that, oh, Peter's just finding out about it in the newspaper. I wonder how they would have stopped the experiment. I wonder what would have happened if Spider-Man wasn't there. Who would have stopped the experiment? That's interesting to think about, actually. Would Dr. Octavius himself have stopped the experiment from exploding and, basically destroying everything? Because I don't think he would have. It seems like he was really determined to make sure his experiment was, gonna work, and, it just seemed like he was really determined. I'm, genuinely concerned now. What about Harry? What about everyone else? What happened? But anyway, let's move on. I better take my paycheck to the bank now. Look at him, he looks so sad looking at his paycheck. You know what, Peter? It's okay. I'm sure there are lots of us out there who can relate to your situation. Okay, so we got Peter meeting Doc Ock at the bank. But where's Aunt May, though? Yikes, I am not the only one with superpowers at the bank. That is not the right way to make a withdrawal. I think it is time for Spider-Man to help these people. Before Doc Ock takes off with all the cash. He is ready for a fight, and so am I. Let's go. You missed me, Doc Ock. Ready or not, Doc Ock, here I come. Fighting someone with 4 extra limbs is not easy. Yeah, so they're not adding in Spider-Man losing his powers. I can kind of understand why they didn't add that in here. There was like a brief moment where Spider-Man couldn't use his webs for a second while he was fighting Doc Ock. But for the most part, with the fight scenes with Doc Ock, it wasn't really that crucial of a plot point as far as the fight scenes with Doc Ock. So I can kind of understand why they didn't add it in this book. My spider strength comes in handy at times like this. Oh yeah, and you got that one part in the movie where he's webbing the tables at him. Be careful on the way down. Doc Ock is gone for now, but he will be back. And I will be waiting for him, protecting the people of this city. That is what a hero does. Okay, so I know that's the end of the book, but I'm just kind of wondering, where's Aunt May? Because she was supposed to be there with Peter, comparing it to the movie. And Doc Ock was supposed to kidnap Aunt May, but I don't know. I guess they're focusing on Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. It's really not that big of a deal. Could you imagine, Spider-Man just, let Doc Ock run off with Aunt May? He didn't care. Okay, so that was Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. Let me know what you thought about this book. I have to say, it was pretty accurate to Spider-Man 2, the movie. There was just a few things that they changed, like when Peter wasn't there, when Doc Ock's experiment went wrong. And, it has me wondering, what happened? How did they resolve that issue? And I also want to credit the illustrators because I thought the Spider-Man suit looked really good. But yeah, a pretty good adaptation. So, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. And with that being said, I'll see you next upload.